It's gonna have to be ugly.
Oh, wait, sorry. I had my mic muted here. Hello and welcome to race number 2 of the Rusty Misfits Racing League, all the dirt rookie mini stocks. We just finished racing at the famous Eldora Speedway for our dirt race. Kyle Thayer coming through for a surprise win, but not really surprising when you saw him drive the way he did tonight. We are now going to do a 65 lap feature here at the paved Five Flag Speedway down in sunny California. Might have heard this track, and that be because this track is most famous for doing the Snowball Derby every December with the super late model cars. Tonight I have Hunter Wellman rejoining me once again in the booth. Hunter, how's it going?
Could be going a little better with the way Eldora went, but overall not too bad. How are you?
Well, coming over a little bit of a cold here. If you guys watch our broadcast, you might notice my voice sounds a little bit choppy today. I woke up and my voice was not happy with me. But yeah, you were saying there you had a bit of rough luck tonight here. Something that's unusual so far this season in the Dirt Series. Finishing a little deeper in the field than we're normally used to seeing you at Eldora. Just having a bit of rough luck tonight.
Yeah, the field was very competitive tonight. A lot of lanes opened up at Eldora, and I just drove a little over my head.
Absolutely, but you know what? Can't win them all, and so far you've got 6 wins on the season there. So you definitely still have a very sizable points lead, even after tonight.
Yeah,
But right now, looking here at our scoreboard, Mick Olofsson so far the fastest in practice. We're riding along with Dean Quallie there at the back of this 3-car group. Ray Andrews, I believe that is Matt Moreau. Well, Matt Moreau's not on track. That would be the 44, Tim Ruark, actually. And Justin Walbring running nose to tail. But our top 3 right now, time-wise, Mick Olofsson fastest with an 18.46. Ray Andrews actually tying him with an 18.46 as well. And Tim Ruark, that 44 car right in the middle that we're watching right now, he's 3rd fastest. 18.49. 300ths of a second between our top 3 is very, very impressive.
yeah, the field has been very competitive tonight.
And really, we go back, our top 5, Dean Quallie, Austin Strang, 4th and 5th. They are only 600ths of a second, just under, or just over a half a tenth behind our leader. These are some very tightly packed cars, lap time wise.
Wow.
As we see Walbring bringing it down to pit road. Ray Andrews, they're running pretty much identical paint schemes, painted by Justin Walbring, who joined me in the booth for the first race tonight. Walbring painting schemes now for iRacing under the name Misfit Creations.
Yeah, he's done all my cars for the Rusty Misfits leagues, and they all look gorgeous. So if you ever need one done, just contact him.
Absolutely, we got actually a league full of some talented painters. Mick Olofsson, he does some very, very good work as well. Michael Steele in our, well, he ran a couple of races here in the mini stocks the last couple of weeks, and races in a handful of other leagues here with the Rusty Misfits. He does a lot of paint jobs, and there's a couple other guys. We come to 1 minute to go in our practice session here. Mick Olofsson no longer on track, but still sitting on point. Ray Andrews trying to find that extra thousandth or two, just hoping he can get just ahead of that 21 car on the leaderboard, but so far coming up just that little bit short.
Ray Andrews has been more of a dark horse these past few weeks. He got a good win at Stafford, and he's been running quietly. around top 3, top 5 ever since. Do you think he can break through tonight?
Well, you said it yourself. He took that win a few weeks ago at Stafford Speedway, and since then we've seen the confidence in this driver jump set like tenfold, and he has been putting in seriously solid runs ever since. As we come to wrap up this practice session, Mick Olsen, the leaderboard has not changed. Top 5 still remains the same there. Justin Walbring, Kyle Thayer bringing up the last 2 cars that have put a time in. Matt Moreau is in the session, but has not put a time in that entire practice session. But now we'll get ready to grid up heat race number 1 here. We'll determine the inside row for the feature race. Mick Olsen getting the lucky draw, starting pole position with Justin Walbring coming up in the outside pole position. Dean Quallie started this season really strong, winning the first few races, coming into 3rd place, with Austin Strang starting outside of him. Dean not having a whole lot of luck the last few weeks between mechanical issues and crashes. He has been getting a little bit of a short end of the stick, but still is just barely holding on to the points lead. As we get ready to go green flag racing, 8-lap heat races, no caution flags in the heats. You get turned around, get spun, end up in that wall. You're just going to have to live with where you end up after that. Also, no fast repair, so if you tweak the car, you got to live with the damage for the remainder of the race. It will reset between heats and the feature, but that is it. As we see the pace car get ready to pull off the field. Mick Olofsson, after a strong run at Eldora, almost winning it, leading him to the green flag here. Really good start. Walbring not quite anticipating the start as well there. Going to lose another position. Have to slot into 3rd by the looks of it. Austin Strang looking to keep that door open and try to sneak past for 3rd on Walbring. Dean Quallie up there looking to try to wrangle the lead away from that 21, but right now these 4 cars all nose to tail. 6 laps remaining in this heat race. It can be anyone's race yet. As we come to 5 laps to go, Dean Quallie all over the back bumper of that 21 car. Managed to move him up outside of the preferred line, sneaking up just ahead. Mick able to close the door on Walbring. Walbring was hoping to sneak in there and follow Dean through, but Mick with the crossover move back to the inside of that 17 car. Still side-by-side racing for the lead. Mick on that inside line. Quallie holding strong, finding some speed on that higher groove. Slipped just a little bit too high that time through 1 and 2. Allowed the 21 to clear him. Walbring on, meanwhile, is having a mirrorful 33 car. Now we will get ready for heat race number 2. Matt Moreau taking pole position. Ray Andrews starting outside row 1. Tim Ruark bringing it in 3rd place. Kyle Thayer, our winner earlier tonight at Eldora, starting in 4th.
Yep, I'm here.
So heat race number 2 here will determine the starting lineup for the outside row. Couple of fast cars here. Matt Moreau, Ray Andrews, usually pretty solid drivers. Tim Ruark, he was pretty quick in practice here. Kyle Thayer, not the highest on the leaderboard, but not far behind either in practice. So right now, 4 cars that can go any which way of them.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on the 44 and the 13. They were really high up in practice. Let's see what they can do in this heat.
Well, they were the 2 highest in practice in this heat race. 2nd and 3rd respectively, as we see Matt Moreau jump to an early lead. That outside line just not seeming to get going on the starts here. Ray was clear for a second, did not close the door on Tim Ruark. Ruark sliding inside, trying to sneak 2nd place away. Will do so this time. Ray staying fairly high in that outside groove. Kyle Thayer looking to try to sneak a position away from him as well and send Ray right from 2nd to last.
I'm not sure if Ray is trying to make the high line work or if he just hasn't had a clear opportunity to get down. Looks like he will lose 3rd place coming into turns 1 and 2.
Well, so far, he has been outside. Yeah, he's not really getting down as tight to that car below him. Maybe he saw what happened with Justin and Austin in that first heat race and tried not to repeat that. That time out of turn 4, he was able to clear the 89 car. Secure 3rd, but he does not seem to be able to. We got a crash at the front.
We have a big shakeup in the field now. Ray, who was in 4th place just a lap or 2 ago, now has a considerable lead.
Ray definitely coming off the best out of what happened there. Let's take a quick look here. Matt Moreau, Tim Ruark just made contact, sends that 38 car starting to spin. They both keep it going relatively straight, but that just what became a big incident there. But 3 laps remaining in this heat race, coming to 2 to go this time at the line. Ray Andrews, 0.8 of a second ahead of 2nd place Kyle Thayer. Kyle, though, fighting off Tim Ruark. Actually, Ruark now clearing him for 2nd. Matt Moreau diving it down in there, trying to get alongside that 89 car. White flag in the air. Ray Andrews with a considerable lead just has to hit his marks 2 more times. The battle right now is for 2nd on back. Tim Ruark currently holding 2nd. Matt Moreau, Kyle Thayer fighting it out for 3rd and 4th. Ray Andrews will win heat race number 1. Tim Ruark will hold on to 2nd. Matt Moreau sliding just ahead of that 89 car to take away 3rd. Great racing there from this entire group.
Yeah, Ray was definitely able to capitalize there with that mid-race wreck. Able to take a heat win from it.
Yeah, sometimes it is not about being good, it is about being lucky. But now we are ready to grid up for our feature race here. Mick Olofsson won heat race number 1. We'll start pole position. Ray Andrews winning heat race number 2. Start outside of row 1. Row 2 sees Dean Quallie, our lone Canadian in the field, with Tim Ruark in that 44 machine outside of him. Starting 5th place, Justin Walbring in that 27 car with Matt Moreau in 6th on the outside of row 3. Our final row, row 4, sees Austin Strang in that 33 car starting in 7th inside of that row. Kyle Thayer not having a good run so far tonight here at Five Flags, starting dead last in this pack. Got a very strong front row. Ray has found some speed, has found some confidence. Mick Olsen, though, definitely not someone you want to count out. Dean Quallie, our points leader, definitely does not want to see that 13 car. I do believe Ray is second in points, only about 9 behind Dean at the moment. So Dean definitely does not want to see that 13 car ahead of him.
Yeah, I've got my eye on that 17. He is definitely looking to increase his lead tonight.
And green flag is in the air. Again, that outside row not really getting going very well, but Dean did not have a very good start either. Ray has a chance to get down there and close that door on that 17 car. Does not take it though. 17 moving up into second place. Now we got Ray Andrews slotting down. He slammed that door on Walbring. Thing is, those two are racing 5 feet away from each other in the same room. Tim Ruhr taking advantage of that slowdown from Walbring, having to check up when Andrews slotted down in front of him. Walbring holding on to fourth for the moment, but Ruhr trying to sneak it away. Mick Olsen's still on the point here. Can't count that 17 car out though, because Dean knows a thing or two about running decently fast laps, as we see him running and taking that lead away from the 21 car. But as I was saying, Dean knows how to run fast, consistent laps and save tire at the same time. So look to see that 17 car still pretty solidly quick at the end of this race.
Yeah, the top 3 are all less than a second within each other, all running near identical laps. It's going to come down to tire wear for this one.
Absolutely, you see a little bit of a gap kind of opening up between the 3 of those cars. Still pretty even all the way through. Right now, Tim Ruhr kind of coming out on top of that battle with him and Walbring. But Matt Moreau and Austin Strang are right there. Kyle Thayer not even that far behind. He's looking to pick up pieces if there is an instant between these guys. Now we just kind of all got single file except Austin Strang losing a position to Kyle Thayer. Thayer up 1 now from where he started. Dean Quallie so far our biggest mover of the night at this moment, up 2 positions. But we are still early in this race. Dean started 3rd, up to 1st now. He's just got to run some nice, clean, consistent lap.
He's slowly starting to build a lead on that 21, but how much of that is him burning his tires versus making Ray saving theirs?
Well, looking at the last laps, and we will pop that up onto the board for our viewers to see. Last time around there, Dean was over a 1/10 of a second faster than both Mick and Ray. 18.53, 18.67, 18.62 were the top 3 lap times. See what they are this time across. 18.58 for Dean, down to an 18.7 for Ray and Mick. So Dean definitely maintaining more speed in that 17 car than his 2 closest competitors at the moment.
I think Ray and Mick are overheating their tires trying to battle each other. You see 4th place catching them and 17 building an even longer lead on them.
Absolutely. Tim Rourke, so far the only car within a 1/10 of of Dean Quallie as far as lap times are concerned. He is slowly reeling in Andrews. But reeling in a car is one thing. You still got to make the pass on them. Walbring got a little gap ahead of him, a little bit of breathing room ahead of him, but Matt Moreau not very far, about 4/10 of a second behind. Could be slowly catching up too. In fact, say Matt Moreau is there.
Justin went a little too low on the apron there, and it slid up. Let Matt Moreau close the gap a little bit.
At least we are 15 laps in. Walbring is still in the event, which is a little bit better luck than he has had so far this season, but he does seem to like this track. He did say in the earlier broadcast that he was looking forward to this race. But up front, Dean Quallie, 7/10 of a second ahead of second place Mick Olofsson. Olofsson still has a mirror full of Andrews, but they have kind of reopened that gap back to that 44 car. As we have a caution flag on the track. Oh, I had to curse it.
Oh no.
Walbring battling with Matt Moreau. Going into 3 and 4, they just make a little bit of contact there. And Walbring hard into that outside. And Kyle Thayer just like laser locked onto that car.
I'm not really sure what happened there. I think I need to see that one back.
See if we can find a better view of that one. But yeah, that was just a straight laser onto that, like target fixation at its best. But we just see Matt Moreau, Justin Walbring make a little bit of contact, and that 27 car just looks, for some reason, just stops turning. And then, yeah, the 89 car just had all kinds of room on the bottom, but did not turn, just went straight into the side of Walbring.
That is a very strange incident, to say the least. I'm not really sure what happened there.
Neither
I
am
would want
I.
to say, for the 89, just a really poorly timed steering column failure. But we don't have those in iRacing.
Not in iRacing. Let's see if we can see what happened from Thayer's point of view. Coming into 3 and 4. It's just like he forgot to turn and just target fixated on that 27 car and just drove straight into the side of him.
If you listen to his tires real closely, it sounds like he started sliding. Maybe he was just too tight in the corner, and by the time he saw Justin, he tried turning right to avoid him.
Well, either way, he should have been off throttle at that point when he saw the car on the outside. Unless he expected Walbring to pull down the track and was hoping to go behind him, but still, that does not make any sense. Either way, Dean Quallie did not want to see that caution. That gives these two closest competitors of his a chance to cool their tires down, a chance to come back at him.
We have Dean on the inside, Mick on the outside, and Ray and Matt starting right behind him.
Don't count out that 44 car either. So we are green flag. Mick with a decent start on that outside row there, at least this time. We haven't seen that outside line get going very well so far tonight. Still side by side, first 2 rows. Dean Quallie having a handful and fighting off that 21 car. Ray Andrews just barely defending off that 44. Tim thinking about doing the crossover. Didn't quite go for it though. See a little bit of contact between the 21 and 17, but 13 and 21 getting heavy contact. Caution flag out for the second time. Let's take a look at the instant replay for that one. See a little bit of contact there. Lets Ray get up there, and he just couldn't quite get the car turned by the looks of it, and just started a chain reaction. 4 of our 6 remaining cars catching a piece of that action.
Ray nearly got airborne coming to the line.
Well, you know what they say, cautions breed cautions. We're definitely seeing that right now as we are not even at the halfway point of this race.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna mix up some strategy a little. You're
Yep.
gonna see a lot of your damaged cars taken pitting for tires.
Well, we got Ray and Mick both coming down to pits. Probably going to take some damage repair, maybe even consider doing a tire change. But you do not have time here to do both. You got to decide what's more important, fixing the car or getting some fresh rubber. Luckily, these mini stocks are fairly tough cars. They can take a fairly decent beating and continue going. And we see they're taking right side tires here for sure, but Ray with a good stop there, pulling out ahead of Mick Olofsson, who is still on pit road. Mick must feel he has to take some repairs. Now, if I do remember correctly, he won't lose a lap here. I do not believe that they count caution laps in this series. And if they don't, that does mean Mick will not lose a lap. He will just be at the back of the pack when they go back green flag racing. This is what Dean wanted to see, though. He did want to see that 13 car have, the 13 car have a little bit of issues. Gives him a chance to try to open up that points gap a little bit here.
The 13 and the 21 have been his biggest competitors all night, and now both of them are going down to the pits. We see Ray starting last, and Mick's still on pit road, I believe.
Mick is still showing on pit road. He is definitely getting damage repair done, but he is running out of time. We are now 1 to green flag racing. As we see the pace car is now off the track. And the green back in the air. Oh, excuse me. Could not get to my mute button in time there.
Ray did not have a very good start on that one.
Well, we
He is
definitely have
falling
to
back.
see what kind of damage that 13 car has on it at the moment. Like I said, these cars are fairly tough. Aerodynamics will not be a factor with these cars, but if you tweak that the alignment in those cars, it would completely change how they handle. But you want to know the biggest mover out of that? The one with that really gained out of that incident? This 38 car, Matt Moreau. So we see the 44 getting all kinds of sideways back.
Had a couple of cars in the wall there. Looked like the 44 and the 13 hit the wall simultaneously.
Well, they kind of got bottlenecked there when the 44 got sideways. And yeah, the 33, 14, or 44 and 13 here, they all had issues. Made some contact with Raw, but as I was saying, Matt Moreau here, the biggest gainers through that last incident between Ray Andrews and Mick Olofsson. He was a little deeper in the pack. I believe he was running about 4th or 5th, and now he is in 2nd. I wouldn't count that 13 car out just yet, though. He has moved his way back up to 3rd. And we are about halfway through this race now. He's still got plenty of time to get back up there, and there's no saying we are done with cautions yet.
Don't forget, he also has a 30-lap tire advantage over the 17.
Absolutely. Left sides won't be a huge factor here. There will be a little bit, but those right side tires take the brunt of the wear on these oval tracks. So having fresh right side tires will definitely help that 13 car out just a little bit.
The biggest thing for the 13 at this point is just to manage his tires in case we get a few more cautions. You obviously want to catch 2nd and 1st, but if there's a caution with 5 laps to go, his tire advantage might not be there if he overuses them.
They will plateau, that is for sure, but we see he is reeling in that 38 car. The gap between them right now is about 0.8 of a second and slowly closing every time by. Right now, though, a battle between Austin Strang, Tim Ruark, 33 and 44 car. 44 on the inside as they make a little bit of contact coming down the front straightaway. 44 got a little sideways after that contact, but managed to keep it going straight and stayed side by side down into turns 1 and 2. Ruark coming out on top of that battle, putting Austin Strang just behind him now. Meanwhile, Ray Andrews is still working on closing that gap, now down to half a second. But the lap times between these top three are starting to balance out. All in the 18.7s, all 5 cars on track at the moment.
Ray getting a little sideways there out of 4. That's been the trouble spot for these drivers all night. We've seen the majority of our cautions come from cars trying to fit into one lane there.
Absolutely, and riding along here with Ray Andrews, you hear those tires screaming for mercy as he goes through the corner. Had to actually wait a little longer, and he probably wanted to get into the throttle coming off of turn 4 that time. He might have ran that right front, or got that right front really hot when he was trying to catch up to these leaders.
You can hear him starting to fight that right front tire. That is the most important tire on this car. They don't really have the power to get you into a slide like you would a late model or another high horsepower stock car.
No, and they are running a smaller tire, less contact patch, so they have less grip than one would perhaps like to have. That gap has kind of stabilized between him and that 38, staying at about a half second. Dean Quallie, though, over a second ahead of second place at this point.
The last thing the 17 wants to see is another caution. Right now, he's just trying to manage the lead he has on the 38. He really doesn't need to worry about tires much. He has a giant cushion to help him if he uses them too much.
Absolutely, he can play with that 1.2 second lead that he currently has over Matt Moreau and just manage that gap and not use up what he has until he absolutely has to. Make them chase you and let you save some of your equipment till you need it. I shouldn't say that gap has stabilized for long, though. Ray Andrews now on the back bumper, looking to take second. Almost looking like Matt may have lost the handle of that car there. He was not able to keep it down on that low line that time in 1 and 2.
Like you were saying earlier, Matt may have used his tires too much trying to chase down the 17.
And Ray trying to take full advantage of those 30-some lap pressure right sides that he has. These two have been going at it this entire time, though. Austin Strang, Tim Ruark going back and forth. See Ruark catching a little bit of that outside wall down the front straightaway. Not enough that it slowed down the momentum of that 44 machine, but now he's kind of thinking about looking at the crossover. Wasn't quite able to get there. And look who's back out on track. Walbring managing to get that car patched up just enough. Sans front bumper, but he is back out there. And honestly, I think that no front bumper is just an advantage for him. Gets more air to that front radiator, allows him better cooling.
Lets him cool that right front tire too. We see a lot of drivers overheating their front tires.
There is definitely that. But Dean Quallie right now, 1.6 seconds ahead of Matt Moreau. Matt Moreau still just holding that 13 car at bay, but Ray Andrews all over him.
The 13's trying to put as much pressure as possible, hoping that Matt will make a mistake to one of these next corners.
We definitely might want to take a walk down to the pit area after this race just to see how much bumper is left on that 38 car, because Ray is wearing it out.
These two are almost in a tandem all the way around.
Almost, and right
13
there,
is
you
blocked
couldn't have.
for that.
It didn't look like you could fit a sheet of paper between the two. Ray actually looking like he was giving the bumper a little bit to the 38, not wanting to wait around.
Ray pushed him high. He's going to take the low line. Can he clear him?
Do have to remember, if you use the bumper like that, you gotta expect it in return. If Matt has the opportunity, will he give that bumper back to Ray? Didn't have to give it back. He managed to pull a crossover off there, but we are now 10 laps remaining in this race. Now 9. Matt Moreau, Ray Andrews side by side. Ray going for the crossover very aggressively.
These two are fighting side by side. This is all playing into the hands of the 17. This is exactly what he wants to see.
Absolutely. Dean's now 2.5 seconds ahead of these two fighting it out. Ray Andrews has the advantage at the moment, slightly a half car length ahead of that 38 machine. He wants to hold on to second. He is going to have to maintain that low line for a little bit. Make sure Moreau cannot make that crossover move happen, because that's been what these guys have been doing to each other the last couple of passes. But
these two are almost in a gridlock. Nobody can get a clear advantage.
No, side by side. Matt Moreau is slightly ahead that time across the line. 6 laps to go. Great side-by-side battle here for second and third. Matt Moreau still having the advantage, but Ray diving it hard into turn 1, trying to push that 38 just a little bit wide. Was almost successful, but Matt managing to keep that momentum up.
Ray's just slightly getting the edge at the line, running the high line.
Yeah, Ray's not able to get that power down and get that car ahead coming off the corner. Able to get ahead going in, but that is it. Matt Moreau catching the wall a little bit that time. It's going to slow him down and allow Ray to get ahead. Now, like I said, Ray's got to be wary of that. They make contact. Almost turns the 13 car around. Ray holding on to it, but sliding up. Allowing that 38 to get back to the inside. Dean Quallie coming. White flag one more time around this short track. He is clear out in the lead, 4.5 seconds ahead of Ray Andrews, who's now consolidated himself in second. Matt Moreau has one more chance to get past, but is not going to be able to do it. Dean Quallie will win tonight, 4th win of this season. Ray Andrews holding on for a second place. He's going to be a happy driver. Matt Moreau put up a solid battle, but having to finish in third, having to just deal with that. Austin Strang will hold on to take 4th place just ahead of Tim Ruark. Walbring will manage to finish the race, but he is multiple laps down. Somewhere around 22 laps by the looks of things. And then we have Mick Olofsson and Kyle Thayer rounding out our field. I do believe I saw Mick back on track for a little bit, but he went back into the pits shortly after. Car must have been too damaged to continue.
Yeah, alignment and wheel damage is the biggest thing with these cars. Unfortunately, we can't see too much from the outside, but it just wasn't handling right for him.
Well, definitely as hard of a hit as some of these cars took, and Mick took a fairly solid one. I'm honestly surprised to see Justin back out there with as hard into the wall as he was head on. Those cars don't usually take that very well.
His crew put a lot of time over the wall, managed to get him back out there for the last 15, 20 laps.
Sometimes it's not about winning the race. When you have issues like that, it is just finishing. Get out there, you might make a couple of positions, and Walbring did just that. He was down at the back of this pack. Manages to bring it home 6th just by coming out and finishing the race. As we wait now for our top 3 to get into the waiting room, we have our top 2. We are waiting on our 3rd place finisher, but if he's not here shortly, we will just move on. And it does not look like Matt Moreau is going to hop up into the waiting room, so why don't we bring in and start with our 2nd place finisher, Ray. Ray, that was a spirited battle between you and Matt Moreau those last 20 or so laps.
Yes, sir. That was. I am wore out.
Well, you definitely uh, had fresher tires. How much of an advantage was that for you between Matt, or did the tires equalize before you caught up to those guys?
But by the time I caught Matt, I thought if I could just get by him, I think I had something for Dean. But there at the end, racing so hard with Matt, I think they started to equalize with him, and that was that. Dean was gone.
Yeah, you almost needed an extra caution at the very end of that race just to equalize things out between the top 3 of you. But never got that caution, and you and Matt just got into such a spirited battle. It allowed that 17 car to just drive away from you.
Oh yeah, like I said, if I could have just got by there, like I beat on his back bumper for probably 3, 4 laps. I told him sorry as I bumped him out of the way the first time.
You sure you're not Canadian there, Ray? That sounds a very Canadian thing to do, is to apologize as you're doing something mean. But anyways, Ray, ever since you got that win there a few weeks ago, we've seen an absolutely different driver out of that 13 car. That confidence you gained pulling out and taking the win, it's translated into a lot of speed. How do you approach the next couple of weeks here, trying to take that point lead away from Dean?
Really, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, finishing in the top 3, and hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, but hopefully Dean has a bad race along the way to let me gain a few points there. Because with that win and me being in second, it's going to gap me a little bit more, but it shouldn't be too bad.
No, leading a couple laps, and I believe leading the most laps, he'll gain a couple of bonus points on you, but the gap should still be fairly close between the two of you.
I sure hope so.
Anyways, Ray, who do you want to thank for helping getting that 13 car so blistering fast out there this weekend?
First and foremost, Justin Walbring and Nora Walbring, his wife, helping me with the times I'm in, and then Justin doing the rap. I want to thank my kids, my mom, everybody for just being around and supporting me, and that's why I keep getting better. People keep showing the support, and I keep putting in the effort.
Well, that support and that effort is definitely showing through, Ray, there. Like I said, ever since you got that win there a few weeks ago at Stafford, you have shown an absolutely different side and had some serious pace. You will be a contender for this championship if you keep that momentum going forward.
I appreciate it. I hope to be there at the end of the year.
You have anything for Ray there, Hunter?
Yeah, we saw a few big crashes through the field. You were involved in one or two of them. Was there anything you were able to do to avoid them, especially early in the race?
In that heat race, I got real lucky with the crash, but during the feature, that first one where I stuck my nose in under Mick, I was thinking this might be my chance and kind of ran out of talent. Had to apologize to him for that. Definitely didn't mean to wreck us.
Absolutely, Ray. Congratulations once again on second place tonight, and good luck going forward through the rest of this season.
Definitely, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Tom, for doing the announcing, and thank you to the Rusty Misfits. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Alrighty, well I see Matt Monroe has finally got up to the waiting booth here, so why don't we drag him down to the broadcast booth for his interview. Matt, we just talked with Ray Andrews there that you two put on one heck of a show for that last 20 or so laps, going back and forth, beating and banging on each other. Good, hard, clean racing, and Ray said he did the most Canadian thing I think I've ever heard of, even as a Canadian myself. That he was apologizing to you as he was moving you out of his way.
He said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to." It was just like a light little tap in the back, but it was the most like nonchalant thing ever. It was just a simple move, and then I was able to dive under him and give it a clean fight.
Well, we definitely caught it on the broadcast, and that was a picture perfect chrome horn bumper. Got into you just hard enough to move you up the track and allow him to get down below you. Didn't wreck you, didn't really even cost you a whole lot of momentum. And you guys, after he did that, you guys started crossing over a couple of times. Was there a moment when you thought that maybe you can take the advantage and get ahead at the right moment, or did he just manage to get there and get ahead of you?
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering because I was on the outside. Um, both lanes to work at this track, which is a very fun track, but I kind of was doubtful. I thought that he might be able to sneak it by on the inside, and eventually did with two to go. But definitely was getting some hope there as it kept on continuing on and on and on, and I'm just there on his outside, and we couldn't escape each other. It was a lot of fun.
Well, it was definitely fun to watch there, Matt. You guys went side by side for quite a few laps there at the end. You did doing that did allow Dean to just kind of mosey on away from you guys, but at least we had a battle for a second to enjoy to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't have caught Dean anyways, so just might as well fight for a second, and it was a lot of fun.
You have anything, Hunter?
Yeah, you started pretty deep in the field tonight. You were able to pass a good amount of cars getting the third place finish. Was there anything you felt you were able to do differently that got you here?
I mean, avoided the wreck, which was nice. I completely missed practice because I didn't realize the race started as early as they did. So when I hopped in, the heat started. I'm like, "Oh shoot!" And kind of just went on from there. The heat didn't go super smooth with getting caught in an incident, but allowed some time to quickly get up to speed.
Well, sometimes you just need that little extra kick by missing that practice starting at the back, and there it definitely worked out for you. You avoided a couple of wrecks, you got up there, you fought hard for the win. Dean managed to get away from you guys, but you put on a hell of a show for second, Matt. Who do you want to thank for making that car fast tonight?
Um, well, I mean, he didn't make the car fast. Well, thank Ray for being courteous out there, putting on one heck of a show. Um, sorry, my cough. But he could have easily slid up at one point and put me on the wall, and that was that. But he kept it clean. Also want to thank sponsors on the car, real life sponsors coming in the season: Flower City Collision. We have Wilver's U Pullet, Gates Towing Service and Fleet, TZ Graphics, and of course, got to thank the man who made this paint, Mick, and Stranger Racing.
Well, absolutely. Thank you for coming on out, Matt. There, you guys put on a heck of a show. Congratulations on third, and or hopefully we'll see what we can do with you guys in the remainder of the season here.
Sounds good. Can't wait to see you guys in the booth. Thank you for broadcasting.
No problem. We enjoy watching these races and calling them out for you guys. Alrighty, Hunter. Well, that's our top or second and third place finisher. But why don't we talk about that guy that was just out on a Sunday cruise all by himself there the last 10 or so laps? Dean Quallie. We're going to have to throw some weight in that trunk of that car or something there, Dean. Slow you down a little bit.
Oh no. That's quite all right.
Well, I mean, you had a pretty quiet race. You started on the pole. You drove away from everybody. Didn't have too many times where people were really trying to trouble you over position there. What was going on, in that driver's seat for you?
Actually, I started in third, right behind Mick there. So he led a few laps, and then he actually slid up, and I went to the bottom. But that one restart, I think it was the last restart. I was nervous because I figured Ray got 2 right side tires, so I figured he was going to eat me up. But when him and Matt got battling side by side, I kind of went into conserve mode, and well, the lead got bigger and bigger when they were racing side by side. So.
Well, we definitely saw Ray come from the back of the pack after he got to that incident with Mick. And like you said, he got right side tires. He didn't seem to have much damage on the car as a result of that incident. So he definitely made use of those right sides and got back up to you guys. But yeah, like you said, he started battling that with that 38 car, allowing you to get ahead.
Yep, but overall, it was a decent race for the 17 crew.
Absolutely, that new paint scheme on your car there kind of helped you out apparently. Took that bullseye off your back.
Well, that's only in the pavement series. That bullseye is definitely on the dirt car.
Well, you know what? At least you're having luck in one series, isn't? There's at least that much.
Yep, that's right. Well, you guys in the booth, I see Hunter is up there too. Vulcan Graphics, all the dirt. The boys up back at the Strange Brew Racing Shop, they did a fantastic job on the car this week. Can't wait for it to go through tech because we heard the tech boys were going to tear these things apart, so I can't wait because I know this car will pass with flying colors.
Well, as I said in the chat there, Dean, you bring me a 2-4 pill, I won't look too hard at that sealed crate motor of yours.
I'll bring you into 2-4, and you can still tear it down. I don't care.
At least you're confident in what you got for equipment there, Dean. We like that.
Oh yeah, nope. I know the boys. We don't play games.
Alrighty, Hunter, you got anything for our race winner tonight?
I want to know what he's doing to that motor.
It's a crate, buddy.
There's something behind those seals.
It's nothing behind the seals. It's all in the tires.
Doping tires, are we?
Mind if I look through your computer files real quickly?
Absolutely.
All right, Dean. Congratulations on the win tonight. That was a hard race out there between the entire field, pretty much. You got the chance to drive away. You took it, and you did not look back. Win number 4 on the season. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, it's a blast. Ray's strong, Matt's strong. They're all strong. It's just, I don't know. Between Jax and me, we started taking a liking to this car because we know how to read these tires, I guess you could say. We were just actually looking over from what I wore to what he wore, and they're pretty darn close. So.
Absolutely. Like we've mentioned a few times, you guys know something on that 17 team about saving tires. I'm not sure what it is, but I wish I knew that secret too, because it makes you guys stupid fast.
Sometimes.
Usually faster than not. Anyways.
Yep. Overall, though, thanks guys for all you do, and on to next week.
Absolutely. Congratulations once again on the win.
All right. Make sure you stop by the 17 trailer. I'll give you a Pilsner and an apple juice for Hunter.
Sounds good.
Oh, come on.
Well, we can't be promoting the delinquency of a minor here, Hunter.
Nobody said I was a minor.
It's either apple juice or a glass of milk, buddy. I'm pretty sure I got a jug of milk in the holler.
I'll take the milk.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, Hunter. Well, that was a hard-fought race, at least for second and third. Dean, like I said, just kind of drove away. Didn't have much of a fight to deal with, but exciting race in the second, third place pack. So
Yeah, we had a lot of really good battles tonight. We saw 3 or 4 drivers able to make that top line work, for better or worse.
absolutely. But now seems like as good a time as any other to bring this broadcast to an end. So, Hunter, thank you for joining me in the booth tonight. It was a pleasure having you as always, and hopefully we'll see you a couple more times throughout the season.
Yeah, it was an honor being up here again. Thank you very much. And if I'm not wrong, I should be up here next week.
Well, next week we go to I-55 for the dirt race side of things, which we know you will be in already. You got a championship to defend or to continue working towards. But the asphalt race, we are at the Bull Ring at, I believe that is Las Vegas. So going to be a tight, short little track to race at next week.
Yep, I will be up here next week, be able to watch the chaos from above.
Awesome. Sounds good. We'll see you then, Hunter.
All right, thank you very much, and good night.
And thank you all for joining in with us tonight. We will bring it off to the end of the night or the event tonight. So thank you for joining us. I am Tom Quire, and that was Hunter Wellman with me in the booth. Thank you for joining us, and see you next week at I-55. And clear.